welcome to my first video on my new YouTube channel. In this video, we will be simulating the career of the projected first overall pick in the 2023 NHL Draft, Connor Bedard. At the start of his career, he was on the first line of the Regina Pats of the WHL. At the end of the season, Bedard and the Pats won 38, 23, and 7. In his last season as a Pat, he scored 155 points with 51 goals in 68 games. In the playoffs, the Regina Pats would lose in 7 games in the first round to the Brandon Wheat Kings. And in those 7 games, Connor Bedard would score 15 points. Very impressive. The champions of the WHL are the Winnipeg Ice. As for the NHL, it is the Edmonton Oilers. In the draft lottery this year, the Ottawa Senators had the best odds in the draft, followed by the Buffalo Sabres. In the draft lottery, nothing really happened. Ottawa will be getting the first overall pick and the best odds at drafting Bedard. But that's about it. And also one team moved up and one team moved down, being the Chicago Blackhawks and the Buffalo Sabres. In the draft, without a doubt, Connor Bedard went first overall to the Senators. Also, I don't know why he is an 86. He must have developed, because usually he's an 80 or so. But anyway, he would sign his first contract with the Senators for 3 years for $770,000 in American dollars. In his first season, he is already up to an 88 overall and is on the first center line in front of Tim Stützle, which is very impressive for a rookie. At the end of the season, the Senators would finish with a 42, 33, and 7 record. In those 82 games, Connor Bedard would put up 95 points in his rookie season. The Boston Bruins are the 2024 Stanley Cup champions. Also, he won the Calder, but the photo didn't save, so you're gonna just have to believe me. In his second year, he is up to a 90, and in that second season, he would get 83 points in 82 games, and the Senators would finish with a 43, 27, and 12 record. In the playoffs, the Senators would be eliminated in 5 games to Boston, and Bedard got 6 points in 5 playoff games. Now in his contract year, he is up to a 91, and he went off this season. Almost an assist a game and 107 points. The Senators would finish second in the league and would obviously make the playoffs. Another disappointing playoffs, as they would once again be eliminated, this time in 4 games to the Red Wings. And Bedard would get 5 points. He would receive the new contract for 7 years for $12.5 million, and he is up to a 93. The Senators would go 8th in the league. Bedsy would get 84 points, kind of a down year for a 93 to be honest, but still a great, and the Sens would actually go ahead to win the Stanley Cup. He is now up to a 94, and the team would place 24th and miss the playoffs. Anyways, negativity aside, Bedard would get 99 points. He is still a 94. Senators would finish 26th in the league, but Bedard will be getting 103 points. Now, I wasn't expecting Bedard to grow to a 98, but he does. He is now a 98 overall, and the Senators are back, 11th in the league and in the playoffs. Let's just hope it's not another first-round exit, I guess. But Bedard would get 124 points in 82 games. Really good as always. And they would unfortunately be eliminated to the Stanley Cup champions Anaheim Ducks in 5 games. In 23 games, Bedard would put up 35 points, and if the Senators won, I think he could have had a Conn Smythe to his name, but he lost, so he can't. But Connor would be taking out the HLM Playmaking Award. I don't know what that is, but I think it could be a HLM made-up award for this game. Bedard will remain a 98. Anyways, the Senators, after making the finals, will miss the playoffs again. I think this team could be cursed, and Bedard in 53 games would score 81 points, but it's still a point a game, I guess. In year 9, I think Bedard has reached maximum potential, and that overall is a 98, and that is really good. They would finish 5th in the league, too, and Bedard is in his prime. Well, I guess he's been in his prime since he was a 90, but 123 points in 82 games for Bedard. Very good, but let's see if that can translate into the playoffs. You would think it would, right? Nope. They would get swept by the Canadiens. Bedard would put up 5 points in 4 games, too. He would take home the Art Ross Playmaking and Selke Award this year, a plethora of awards this year, and we are in the last year of Bedard's contract. Ottawa would finish 11th in the league, and Bedard would put up 103 points and would join the 100-point club for the first time in his career. They would be eliminated to the future Stanley Cup champions again, this time being the Seattle Kraken, in 4 games. Once again, Bedard would take home a Conn Smythe performance, but no cup, so no Conn Smythe trophy. Bedard would take home his 3rd contract for $13.5 million. The Senators would get 20th in the league and miss the playoffs again. but Bedard would get 109 points once again in 82 games. Bedard would take home the Selke, and this season the Senators are back into the playoffs, but in a wild card spot, being 17th in the league with a 41-35-6 record. And Bedard would put up 98 points in the regular season, too. The Senators would once again be rocked in the first round. Well, I mean, at this point, it's either the first round or the Stanley Cup Finals when they get eliminated anyway. In 6 games, Bedard would put up 9 points. Still not bad at all. Entering his 30s, he is at 98. And the Senators would go 23rd in the league. And in 82 games, Bedard would put up 85 points. For the first time in his career, Bedard had regressed to a 97. Just 1 overall. Not too bad, but it's regression, so it's pretty bad. The Senators would place 14th in the league. Bedard would get 100 points in 82 games. Once again, the Sens would be disappointed in the first round in 7 games to the Sabres. For the first time in his playoffs career, Bedard would be under a point a game. Bedard would take home the Selke, and that's it for this season. Bedard's brother in disguise, Connor McDavid, will retire with 2,011 points, and now I want to see if he beats McDavid in points. Bedard regressed another overall, going down to a 96. Ottawa, classic Ottawa, getting eliminated in the first round, and next season missed the playoffs, 18th in the league. However, a big season from Bedsy, getting 121 points in 82 games, and he would take home the Art Ross and the Selke. Bedard, of course, -1 overall. He's getting old, not very surprised anyway. The Senators would just miss the playoffs with a 42-31-9 record. Bedard, 102 points in 81 games. I bet you're not surprised. Bedard is going -1 overall in what could be his last ever contract, and I don't think Bedard can beat McDavid, unfortunately. Once again, Bedard's Senators would miss the playoffs by 1 spot for 2 or 3 consecutive years. Bedard would get 110 points. Bedard would not retire. He would sign with the Senators for another 4 years. He might barely meet McDavid. Now he is 92 with the Senators. I can't believe these Senators. 30th in the league. Bedard, I would stop resigning or retire if I were you. I wouldn't even care that I didn't beat McDavid. Anyway, Bedard would only play 60 games and would put up 64 points in those 60 games. And Bedard's still over a point a game. He is an absolute beast. For the last dying years of Bedard's career, he will be an 88 and is out of the 90s. But it looks like I was wrong about the Senators as they got 12th in the league. Bedard would get 94 points in a full 82-game season. And, of course, the Senators would get eliminated in the first round. Bedard would score 5 points in 7 playoff games. I'm just going to skip straight to the season standings. 14th in the league, and not too bad. However, they would miss a wild card spot. Must have been a tough division, I guess. But 87 points in 82 games is not bad at all for Bedard. You know you're getting old when people like Logan Cooley retire. In his potentially last season, he is an 84 overall. And please, Connor, if you don't retire, please at least leave the Sens so you can have at least some playoff success. Of course, the Senators' manipulative ways would find them getting into the playoffs, and Bedard will have a higher percentage to re-sign with them as a 38-year-old. As you can see, Bedard is pretty washed, under a point a game for the first time in his career. 34 points, but I mean, hey, at least he got 2,000 points this season. However, the Sens wouldn't get eliminated in the first round. They would get eliminated in the second round. Wow, congrats, Sens. Bedard is definitely washed. I mean, 2 points in 9 playoffs game is crazy. Bedard is so old that a created player retired and he played on this team. Bedard would of course re-sign as he refuses to retire, and almost $4 million for contract is not too bad though. However, he is down to an 80. Ottawa is of course missing the playoffs, getting 30th in the league. Bedard would beat McDavid at least. Bedard of course wouldn't retire as a 40-year-old, 78 overall. He must be the next Jumbo Joe, I guess. 20 points? Not very disappointing when you're 40. Bedard would finally retire at 41 years old. There are his awards, and for some reason the Senators will retire his number 89, even though he has been wearing 98 for like his whole career. In his full career, he would play 1,827 games and beat the game record behind Joe Thornton in first place. In goals, he had 589 goals in between Yari Curry and Mark Recchi. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that, to be honest. With 589 at 21st place. For the assist aspects of his career, he had 1,463 in between Wayne Gretzky and Ron Francis for second place. Finally, for points, he scored 2,052 points in his career between Wayne Gretzky and Jaromir Jagr, getting second place, and his end-of-career accolades or trophies include being a 4-time Selke winner, a 2-time Art Ross winner, a 2-time HLM Playmaker Award, a 1-time Stanley Cup champion, a 1-time Hart Memorial winner, and has won Rookie of the Year, or the Cosm Memorial. Thank you for watching my videos, and if you don't mind subscribing or liking, please do. It helps me out a lot. And if you like Brawl Stars, Clash Royale, or Supercell related content, check out my main account. I'll put it in the description of this video, and I will see everyone in my next video. Goodbye!